Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and welcome back to each and one of you. And of course, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. I am very happy to have you here. Of course, today we have a massive reveal, but it's not really the reveal that's that massive. We've speculated this in the past. We've spoken about the Primus and the Runecarver, and that they may in fact be one. Now, when we saw the model of the Primus for the first time, I actually said, well, I guess that settles it. The Primus isn't the Runecarver. They don't look anything alike. Since then, there has been broadcast tech spoilers that actually tell us that once the sigil of the Primus is restored to the Runecarver, suddenly the Runecarver transforms into the Primus. So maybe some trickery there, maybe some I don't know, some illusion cast by the jailer, or perhaps when the sigil was removed, the Primus went to his original form, which was more that of the Runecarver, and it is the sigil that gives him the form that he has now. I don't know, we would have to wait and see once we get there and once we're able to actually play around with this, what exactly this means. But I do want to go through this because the broadcast take spoilers cast so much more light on a lot of different aspects of the game and of the power levels that we can expect within the game. So without further ado, remember, just before we get into it, I do want to direct your attention. If you want to know, if you want to uncover the secrets of World of Warcraft, if you want to know exactly what is happening within the Shadowlands, well, it has been clinically proven that that little like button, when it turns blue, the knowledge of the universe is revealed to you. It's like, just magically just rains upon you. It downloads or uploads straight into your brain. It's insane. It's free of charge. Just hit the little like button. That is really all you have to do. And with that said, let's jump into the video. Alright, so over on the PTR, we have the Primus's identity is revealed. Now, I've already spoiled it for you. It is the Runecarver, as we've said, and I'm very happy to know that this is actually what happened. Now, just want to direct you to what the Primus actually looks like, and I am still convinced that this is very much almost Drust looking. Like I said in my original video, very much Drust looking, but even more so, this reminds me so much more of the original jailer, what the jailer should have looked like. Now, here is where things get interesting, and here is actually where I want to talk about this. It is said in the broadcast tech spoilers that the sigil flies out of the player's hands and into the Runecarver. The Runecarver transforms into the Primus. What if the spoiler, I don't know if you guys remember this, this was long ago, this was even before Shadowlands launched, there was this image making the rounds of the jailer and what the jailer used to look like. What if the jailer's sigil is gone as well? And what if the jailer, once he finds his sigil, will actually transform into that version of the jailer that we saw? Because based on what we see here, this image of the Primus, so to speak, doesn't look anything like the Runecarver. There's no sort of even reference points that I can go, oh, right, I can see why that guy there would look like this guy here. That guy there doesn't even have a beard, right? So yeah, there's a lot of things here, but let's get into the broadcast tech spoilers because there's a lot of things that I want to uncover here. So the Primus went to Korthia after he left Maldraxxus, but where did he go then? To fight the jailer? There better be. The Primus didn't tell me his plans, and I was his apprentice. He owes me answers. If he went to fight the jailer, there may be nothing left of the Primus. Now, that was the first major reveal to me. If he left to fight the jailer, there might be nothing left of the Primus. Once again, we get something that's been affirmed and reaffirmed throughout the entirety of Shadowlands. Every single time the Eternal Ones or the denizens of the Shadowlands speak of the jailer, they speak of him in terms of incredible power. So we had that right at the end of the leveling campaign when you meet with all of the sort of leaders of the different covenants in the Arbiter's room. the Winter Queen states very clearly, all is lost. There is no way that they can stop the jailer. Even with Side and Athreus on their side, it was iffy at best. There was very little chance that they could defeat the jailer. But now with Side and Athreus obviously turned traitor, and of course you have the Primus that is gone, according to the Winter Queen, there is no way to stop the jailer. So that was the first time that we really dove into the power level of the jailer. What exactly, because based on how they speak of him, he is ridiculously powerful. There is none of them that even combined can stand against his might. They can't take him on one-on-one, right? So they finally go, okay, well, with the mortals' help, maybe we stand a chance, because us mortals, we seem to have something very special going for us, and my argument there is it's our connection to Azeroth. Azeroth is considered to be one of the most powerful titans that the Titans of Order ever encountered, so Azeroth might be the only thing in terms of full-on power levels strong enough to actually fight the jailer. So our connection to Azeroth obviously grants us a lot more power, and there's a very real chance that in the final encounter with the jailer, us on our last legs, and this is a little bit of speculation, I'm just throwing it in there, and if you agree with this, smash the like button to let me know that you do actually agree with me here. But there's a chance that we're being defeated. We can't stand against the jailer, and in our final hours, Azeroth finally awakens, and it is Azeroth that puts an end to the jailer. I'm just saying that would be a really cool cinematic, because Azeroth would obviously wake up, grab Sargeras' sword, and fucking plunge it into the jailer. So yeah, just very quickly on the power level, it seems once again Blizzard is really trying very hard to push the idea, the idea that the jailer is too powerful for any of the individual Eternal Ones to actually take on in full force. The Covenant forces will distract the Morsworn Moorwalker. You and Hamir must get the sigil to the rune carver as fast as possible. Now, you do have, obviously this isn't quite in series, so it's not in order of how it happens, because there is this point where Venari actually doesn't want us to take the sigil of the Primus, because the Primus' sigil is broken actually at this point, and she doesn't want us to take it into Torghast, because that would be like handing it to the jailer first and foremost, you know, just giving it to him on a silver platter. So she doesn't even know, and I'm assuming this is Venari that says this, we'll get into it in a moment, but she doesn't even know that the rune carver is in fact the Primus. Talgalan, get me all the records you have regarding the sigil and the Progenitors. Now, all the records you have regarding the sigil and the Progenitors. The Progenitors, very, very first time we got into Oribos, we noted that the brokers there speak, well, not just the brokers and the sort of servants of the Arbiter, they call the first ones the Progenitors. The Progenitors is the first ones, the ones who gave birth to the universe. All the records you have. So once again, we see these brokers very inexplicably have records on just about everything. They seem to know about the Progenitors. They have records on the Progenitors. Obviously, they have records on the sigils and how the sigils were made. How does the brokers do it? Where does the brokers get their information? Because if the Progenitors were in fact the first ones, it means that they would have made all of this long before the brokers came around, long before the brokers even existed. So either the Progenitors kept records somewhere, and we know that the Titans did this themselves. There are Titan facilities with records all over Azeroth that reveal a lot of the plans and the schemes that the Titans had for our world. And of course, there is more unrevealed Titan facilities that we know about thanks to Battle for Azeroth and the location unknown places that were offline at the time. But where does the brokers get this? Another reason why I can't wait to get my hands on the book that is actually written from the perspective of the brokers. You have my thanks. His forces seek to recover something within our vaults, but I'm unsure what that is. Again, we get this, the brokers, they have these vaults, they have these incredible amounts of information. Why? And why are they so just very quickly, want to point this out. They are extremely guarded with their information. There is another part literally in Erebos. If you go stand inside the area where all the brokers are, you actually overhear a conversation between some of the brokers, and they sort of ask, well, do you think we should tell them about everything that we've learned? Should we tell the Winter Queen and the Archon? And you have the chief broker going, no, they only care about souls. They wouldn't know what to do with this information. Best not tell them, right? So the brokers seem to have information that not even the Eternal Ones have access to, which is incredibly interesting. And also, just as a quick thing that you have to keep in the back of your mind, the brokers started flooding into Erebos once the Arbiter went offline. So previously, the brokers did not arrive in Erebos. They weren't there as long as the Arbiter was online. It's once the Arbiter went offline that the brokers started showing up in full force. Now, in its current state, the Primus' sigil will soon be lost to us, absorbed into the maw. We know of only one with the ability to repair the sigil, the rune carver within Torghast. Torghast, unacceptable. You might deliver it directly into the jailer's hands, and leaving it damaged will deliver it directly into the jailer's hands. We have only one choice. I better go with you. I gotta make sure this rune carver's work is up to par. And then we have the sigil flies out of the player's hands into the rune carver. The rune carver transforms into the Primus. What is this? Hamir reacts to the Primus's return. Zovaal will soon go after the Arbiter's sigil in Erebos. She must be defended at all costs. Again, with these sigils, the keys, the consistency of these keys, and now that we know that the Arbiter has a key as well, that puts us at 5 keys. Now remember the whispers of the old gods. 5 torches to light the path, 5 keys to open the way. And then of course another whisper that stated 5 torches now darkened. Could this be what the old gods were referring to? Could the keys that the old gods were speaking of be these sigils that the jailer seems frantically wanting to get his hands on? Zovaal is coming for my sigil. We will make a stand while I try to find a way out of here. Forward, Necrolords. Burn these traitors to ash. That is our current situation, Primus. I admit, I'm unsure what to do now that the jailer has your sigil. So we learn that we are unsuccessful in defending the Primus, and the jailer basically just takes his sigil. Once again, reference to the power of the jailer. Even making a stand with the Necrolords, the Primus finally restored, he still gets the sigil and just leaves. We still do not have the power to stop Zovaal. We're gonna need a miracle if this is going to happen. I must go, but there are those lost in Torghast who still need the help of the rune carver, broken, chained. This is what Zovaal wants for all existence. Now, I don't necessarily believe that that is what Zovaal wants for all existence, but this comes down to that. Do we trust the Eternal Ones? Do we trust the Jailer? Or do we trust no one? Because both of these entities seem to only give a shit about whatever is good for them and not necessarily what is good for us, which is where my trust lies at the moment. Mother of Stone, you honor me with your concern. I am well. That is impressive. Since last I remember, you were having your head removed by Sire Denathrius himself while Renethal was in the maw. Hamir, return to Maldraxxus. Tell the armies I have returned and that I expect better mobilization than what I've seen here. Come, there is much to do, and the Shadowlands must know that I have returned in the twilight hour. I will investigate how to reforge the sigils for all the covenants. We will need them to stop Zovaal's plans. Reforge them, either create new ones, or perhaps that is exactly what the jailer has been doing. The jailer took these sigils and break them. Remember the whisper. 5 torches now darkened. In other words, the jailer needs to destroy the sigils in order to be free, or to free whatever it is that he believes is captive at the moment, and whatever these sigils keep captive. Reports I intercepted from the Morse One indicate that the jailer has been seeking a realm called Korthia. My fellow brokers whisper legends of this place, a magnificent city filled with treasures. Its location a closely guarded secret. Be on alert. No doubt the jailer's eye will be upon this place. I have the means to keep us hidden, as I have before. Stay close and obey my every word, lest the jailer's eye reduce you to Stygia. Korthia is just ahead, and the eye of the jailer lies directly in our path. Nathrazim scum, I was taught by better betrayers than you. Who could they possibly be referring to? Who could be better betrayers than the Nathrazim? Of course, there is a lot revealed by the Nathrazim, or about the Nathrazim, in the coming 9.1 expansion or patch, and that will be in the next video. So if you like this video, if you like videos like this one, remember to hit that like button. It is free of charge, and it will make your life a hell of a lot better. No, it just helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Of course, to all of the patrons, the YouTube channel members, and the Twitch subs, thank you so much for your monthly contributions. It does mean the world to me. Thanks to you guys, this channel is still growing, and it's growing stronger every single day. I quite literally wouldn't be here without you, so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And remember, patrons, there is a brand new Lovecraft Episode 2 available right now over on Patreon, so go check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you. Peace out, fam.